Hey, what's up, everybody? St. R. Edwards here. Welcome back to Swift Coding for Everyone. We're on to lesson 3.4 in the book, Our Development with Swift. And in this particular video, we're going to go over scope. So as you can see on my screen, I have the playground already open. And at the very top in the comment, it says scope is where a type, variable, constant, and function is declared, defines the scope of where it can be used. And so this goes back into, keeping your code more organized, and this is very important as you're building more and more complex apps. Where you declare your variables and constants and your functions and your different types will determine on, where you can use it in your code. Whether it's defined outside of a curly brace, if it's defined inside of a curly brace, so on and so forth. And we're going to go over a few examples of what scope is, because there's what you call global scope, and there's also another term called local scope, and we're going to go over both of those in this video as well. So go ahead and open up a new playground, and we're going to get started. All right. And so the first example, I'll use something very simple. So I'll say var age. My current age is 31, and so I'll say func print my age. Hit that, and then we're just gonna say print age. All right, and then we're gonna call it outside of the curly brace. We're gonna call our function print my age, and you'll see that 31 is printed. I'll do something a little bit more exciting, so I'll say we'll do it like this. So I'll say I am currently, and then we're going to use some string interpolation. You can do it however you want to, but that's what I'll put. Okay, so in our console we have I am currently 31 years old. And so that is an example of, this is what you call a global scope, because our variable is declared at the very top, and so we can access it anywhere inside of our code. All right, and so like I said, so age is here, it's at the top, it's not inside of these curly braces, so therefore it can be accessed inside of these curly braces because it's a global scope. So we're going to do an example of a local scope. Global scope. All right, and so we'll do this. So we'll say func, and we'll say print, print amount of basketball cards, something like that. And then in here I'll say let basketball card amount equals, let's say I have 120 cards, and then I'm just going to say print, nope, not my age, basketball card amount. So we're going to just stick to something simple here. We're just going to print the basketball card amount inside of this function, and then on the outside of the function I'm going to call the function itself. And I'm going to scroll down until I find it, and it's right here. And you'll see that it obviously prints the 120, but this is a local scope, because so if we tried to do something like this, so if I wanted to say print, and I say basketball card amount, which is the variable or the constant we declare inside of the function, inside of these curly braces, you're going to get an error. And as you can see over here, it says use of unresolved identifier basketball card amount. Well, what do you mean, Swift? I mean, we did declare it inside of our function. Well, that's the thing. So because it's inside the curly braces, it was declared inside the curly braces and not on the outside of the curly braces within the functions parameters. It becomes a local. It becomes a local scope. All right, and so that is the difference right there. So I'll just comment here, local scope. All right, and so we'll get rid of this so we can stop getting that error. And then I'll do another one for you guys. So let's do this. So let's say we'll go print 10 names. All right, so we're going to print 10 names, and we're going to say let name equals, I don't know, I'll say Nipsey Hussle. I just heard the new album, and it's fire from Nipsey Hussle. And so that's on my mind right now, so I'll just say print Nipsey Hussle. You can print whatever name you want to, and then I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say for I and 1 through 10, we want to print and I'm going to use some string interpolation again, and we're just going to use I, which is going to be the index, and then we're just going to go name, and then in this particular case it's going to print out the number and then Nipsey Hussle 10 times once we call it outside the function. All right, and so now this one is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and explain this one before. So our name constant it's a local variable, right? Because it's inside of these curly braces. It's not a global variable. It's not, or it's not within the the scope of a global variable. It's a local scope because it's inside of these curly braces of the function print 10 names, right? Now, okay, so you got that. Now the next thing is this I constant. So this is even on a smaller scale of a local scope because it's within the for loop. So this I index can only be accessed and printed, manipulated, however you want to call it, inside of this for loop's curly braces. Name can be accessed within the whole function itself. So between this curly brace up here at the top and this curly brace at the bottom, I'm going left and right on my cursor so you can see. The name can be accessed, but the I can only be accessed within the for loop, which is these curly braces, left and right on my cursor here. All right, and so just note that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to print just to show you guys. So right now I'm just going to go print. Now I'm going to say name, and then I also want to go print I. And we'll see what happens. All right, and so it failed, and the reason it failed is just because it's just the reason why I just explained. So for the I, it's local inside that for loop, and so we can't access it outside this last curly brace. But so we're gonna go ahead and delete that, and then when you go with name, it'll print the name Nipsey Hussle because it's inside the curly brace still for the function. Well, after I call it, obviously, and so let me do that. So we'll go print 10 names, and you'll see that it printed 10 times, and then at the very end it printed Nipsey Hussle because that's the the single print statement that we called outside the for loop. All right, and so guys, this has been another lesson with Swift coding for everyone. This is global scope and local scope type variables and types. You guys make sure you read up on it some more and do some practice on your own. This is St. R. Edwards. Thank you guys for joining me. You guys take care.